Hello, welcome to my Friday night Facebook Live. The fancy fold on Friday. I'm making a card similar to this, but not the same. And I will explain why in a second. This was my prototype. I'm not quite sure. Hello, somebody. Not quite sure. Let me see if I can see any comments. Oops, I got the sound on. There we go. Right, so I can actually see hopefully if there are any comments. This is the card I made last night. I've seen a lot of people make, they call bridge cards, but I thought they're either stuck here or they're stuck right on the back, and I just thought it would be nice if we could make it a bit more 3D, so to give it a bit more depth. Now, I didn't want to use up the DSP that I'm going to use tonight because I've got two sheets, but I just thought I might be able to use it for another card as well. So I just tried this out with this I think it's two different DSPs. Can't see. And they are different. This one with the stars on the back, and I think I've got a bit here. Here's the other piece. This is the other piece of DSP. So it's got a lot of the lighter sort of sandy type water. I don't know, watercolor effect, like a wash effect at the top, and that's the bit that I used yesterday, and that's what's on the back of these two. So for today's, I'm using, if I can find the paper, I'm using this piece. It's got sort of a scene on it. So you've got this at the bottom with the sky at the top. So I'm just using the bottom portion. So I'll still be able to use this for other cards. Okay. Right. I'll just put this away a second. So then we'll get on and make the card. I think it's almost 7. But I just thought I'd come on a little bit earlier. I've prepared just about everything ready so that it won't take too long, and I'll be able to spend a bit of time explaining how everything goes together. It will fit. This is sized so that it will fit into a 5x7 card, so it will fold flat, so you can fold it either that way or that way, and either way it will fit into a 5x7 envelope. But it does stand up so that it gives a nice 3D effect. It's a bit like a theatre card, but it's different to one. It's like a bridge card. It's like a hybrid between the two. So a bridge card or a theatre card, it could be either. But this was my prototype so that I knew what I was doing for today. I'll show you the dies a second. And I'm using the Night Divine dies. Let me just move that a second. And I've used the stable, I've used the camels, the sheep, and this, the crib scene, the nativity scene. So those are the dies that I've used. I haven't used the cow or the donkey, and I haven't used the clouds because I think it's cluttered enough as it is. But I wanted to get all 3 kings on and their camels, but obviously the camels face and the kings face one way and not the other way. So I will be slightly changing this tonight. And I've also what I did, I snipped the nativity scene so that I've got the shepherd and the king separate from Mary and Joseph. and then I also cut them out again. I cut the shepherd out again and the kings out again. But with the camels, obviously one of them I'm going to be using facing the opposite way, in the opposite direction. So to make it so that you can see him better. So, well, you'll see as I go along anyway. All right, so this is the card we're going to make tonight. The other thing, I've used one of the star adhesive back star trinkets to go on the top of my stable as well. And I have coloured this in with a sponge dauber, but I used some copper clay last night. It looks a bit red, so I'm not going to use that one today if I can help it. I might use a little bit of Pebble Path or something else, just so that I've got a different colour. I might use the wild wheat actually, because that'll probably be okay. It's only just to show the markings. You can just about see the embossing on it, so that you've got the wood grain effect a bit better. Okay, right, I think we are just about there. And hello to whoever is out there. I can see there's somebody watching, but I can't see who it is, I'm afraid. If you want to let me know, please do. Oh, we've got 2 people watching now. Hello. And do say hello if you can, and we'll get on with making the card. So what I'm using, all these pieces here, I'm using some Night of Navy cardstock, and it's cut to 11 by 5 inches, so it's 11 inches by 5, so you only have to cut a small amount off the end, and then it's scored at 2 inches, 4 inches, 7 inches and 9 inches. So you've got 2-inch panels either side, and you've got a 3-inch panel in the middle. Then I've got a piece of white cardstock, which is 2 7/8 by 4 7/8, which will go on the back, so that we've got something to put our sentiment on and write our greeting on. And then I've got 2 pieces which are an inch wide, but an inch wide this way, and then they are 4 inches wide that way, so it's 1 inch by 4 inches. There's 2 of those, and they're scored at ½ an inch on each end. I've got another piece which is 1 inch wide as well, and that is 7 inches long. So those are those pieces that we need. Then I've got 2 pieces which will fit over the top of those that are 3 inches long and 1 inch wide. They're exactly the same depth but not the same length, because I don't need the extra ½ an inch. And then I've got this piece which is 2 7/8 by 1 inch, and I'll explain why that is that. I then cut up my DSP. I cut the strip off 4 7 inches deep, and then these 2 pieces, I've cut them all off in a strip as I go along. So these 2 pieces were 1 7/8 inches wide that way, and that piece is 2 7/8, and then which way? No, that way. This one is next, so that one is 1 7/8, and that one is 1 7/8. So we've got 4 pieces that are 1 7/8 by 3 7/8, and this one is 2 7/8 by 4 7/8. Okay, so those are all the pieces that we need. The reason I've made it a 5 by 7 card is because I wanted to get all of the stable in, and from the top to the bottom is about 5 inches. So there's not much left over to, and I wanted it to be the same width as the stable, because if you have a look, this actually sticks in just to the edges of the outside part of the card, so when it falls flat it stays flat as well. And also it's just about the right height. It just a little bit more, but I thought, well, you couldn't really make it much narrower because otherwise you wouldn't be able to get everything in. So that's why I've done it like this. So these are all the pieces. Now when I did this one, you can't see this so well because they're the same colour at the bottom, and I just cut two separate pieces, whereas these are all one piece. So what I'm going to do this time, I'm going to stick the strip that comes across, I'm going to stick that on underneath before I stick these two end pieces on, and you'll hopefully understand why when I get there. Okay, right, so I can stick on these 3 panels, which I'm going to do first. So I'm going to use, I think I'll use my Tombow to do this. Hopefully I'll have enough. So I'm just going to put some Tombow around the edges, and just to make sure this is going to stick. I've only left about an 1/8, or I think it's a 1/16 of an inch gap around the edges, because I wanted all of the card paper to be able to follow each other, so I didn't want to leave too much of a gap between it. So that's the reason why they're all 7/8 of an inch, because I've only left 1/16 of an inch. So instead of doing my usual 1/4 of an inch, so I've got an 1/8 of an inch all the way around, this time there's only a 1/16 of an inch all the way around. So as I said, I'm not going to stick the last 2 panels on yet. Just going to stick those 2 on first. And then I'm going to do some scoring. I'm trying to get them so that I've got my equal border around it, and I'm trying to make sure they're all sort of level at the back or at the top. It doesn't make much difference which. And then I'm going to take these away, and I'm just going to score. I didn't do it this way, I must admit, last night. But I'm going to score these side pieces, and that one comes back. I did stick all the panels on first, so this time I'm not going to be sticking the panels on first, but it doesn't really matter. Now, there we go. If you were to put them together, it would be quite a small card, but because they're actually going to be, when they're folded, they're going to be like that. That's why that's why it doesn't matter that I've got nice wide panels on the sides. Okay, so I'm not going to stick that on first. I'm going to stick the back piece on first. So I've got a piece of white card that is, just got a small border all the way around, but I think we better stamp on this first. So I'm going to have a look. Where's my nice design stamp set? Sorry, I've been doing a few different things. So I think we'll put the stars are shining brightly for the back. I wish I have sent for the star set, the stamp set, but they haven't arrived yet, so I can't actually show you. I can't use the stars, which there is a nice stamp that's got some stars on it, but as I haven't got them, I can't use them. So I'm just going to be using this, and I'm going to put it in the middle, and I'm going to use, if I can find it, my, excuse me, Night of Navy ink pad. Whoops, everything's going to fall now. Typical. I knew that would happen. Here we go. Right, I don't know what's that one. Right, we'll go out of the way. Right, don't need you at the moment, so you stay, go away. Right, so here's my Night of Navy ink pad. Oh, sorry, you were moving a bit. And Oops. Here we go. I don't know if you've been making your Christmas cards yet, but I've been making them as I've been going along, so hopefully by the time it comes to Christmas I'll have enough cards to send to everybody. So there we go. Stars are shining brightly. It would be nice if I had a few stars, but I haven't got a stamp set with any on, I don't think. So I will leave that for now. But if you did have any stars, you could stamp those on as well. And so this is going to go onto the back, but I'm not going to use Tombow for that one. Put the lid back on there a second. I'm going to use my seal, my stamping seal, but you can use, if you want to use wet glue, you can do. But I'm going to use this just because it's quicker. And I'm trying not to keep you all too long. Here we go. So that is going to go there in the centre, and you will be able to write on that as well. So now I'm going to stick my long piece, which is 7 inches long, all the way across. So I'm only going to actually stick it there and there. It's not going to be stuck in the middle, otherwise we won't be able to open it up. So I'm not going to stick the strip. I'm going to put the glue onto the card, if I can get any out. Right, so I'm just going to put it there, and I'm also going to put it over here, just so that I know I'm going to get in the right place and I don't put the glue in the wrong place. So that should line up nicely with the edge there, and this one with this edge over here, and it should come to the bottom. It should be nice and straight. There we go. So make sure you've got your edges straight, and make sure it's nicely, I'll just push it down like that, and then you can push it across to the other side, and you can make sure and just push that across there like that. So now you've got your, something fell down, but I don't know what it was. Probably not important. Right, so that now is the basis of the card, but now I can stick my side panels on. So let's make sure which one I've got. That one goes there, and this one will go over here. So as I want it on top of this strip, so that's why I didn't stick it on before, because this time the actual pieces I'm using are all one piece, whereas before I used separate pieces and they were different colours, so I could match them up, whereas I won't be able to match this one up so easily. So just put some glue on that panel. Got a bit too much at the top there, but it'll probably be fine. And it will still have a small border top and bottom. Just get rid of that out of the way. And I found my little eraser somewhere. I don't know, I've done with it again now. Oh well, it'll turn up. I'll get that off there. It'll be sticky in the meantime. There we go, that'll do. And then I'm going to stick this piece on here. So try not to put too much in any one place so it doesn't ooze out. That's going to go over the top there, and I have my small border all the way around. And then that one piece that I cut, that's a little bit smaller than the others, that one's going to go there across here. So just, I mean, I could have maybe put some of the grass effects on this one, but I just thought it's fine as it is. Just, it's only really there to, I don't think I've got a piece left that I could use. I don't know what to do with it. It's underneath all of this, I think. Right, let me just see if I've got another little piece left that I could use. Oh, no, that's not it. Anyway, this is fine, and I've already stuck it on. Oh, I haven't. It'll go on here. I'm going to carry on with it like this, if I can actually get some glue out. There we go. So glue this piece on. Oh, never mind. I shouldn't have done that first, but never mind, we'll be fine, because I meant to have put my middle pieces in first. But we will do this another way now. So that's my main base of my card, except I now need to put these pieces in. So first of all, I'm going to stick the DSP onto my strips, and then I'll show you how to put them in. It would have been easier to do that before I did that little last part and stuck the strip on the front, but it doesn't matter, we can still do it. And then that moved a little bit. There we go. And this one on here. There we go. So that's going on here, like, whoops, that. There we are. And then we're going to crease these so they fold back. And that. There we go. So these are both now my little struts that are going to be inside. And actually, yes, I'm going to put glue on this tab and that tab, and the same thing on here and there. So, right, let's see, we're going to put these inside. So to do this, it's going to be interesting. I'm going to put these inside. So I want the back one to be against the two side pieces. They don't have to be. You can fold it like this and press it down. So then when you open it up, they've stuck. So you've got this part here now. So that one's there. So it's stuck as near to the back as I could get it. Can you see? And it's stuck to the sides, but it forms a strut there in the middle. Okay, the same thing is going to happen with this one. So we're going to slide this one in, and the side pieces hopefully will go on either side. The glue will stick to the sides. I want to try and push it so that they're more or less next to each other but not behind, because otherwise it makes it very bulky. It's already bulky, so if you add any more it makes it even more. So because you've got 1, 2, 3, 4 layers of card stock, or even more, in this part, and you've got some DSP as well. So we'll just sort of press that down and do the same thing here. So we want those. So now we've got our staging so that we can put the different people in different places. Okay, so that is that. Now before I put the people in, and I forgot to do this last time, I'm going to put my stable on, and I'm going to try to remember this time to put it so that the bottom of the stable is at the bottom of the card. Now, to glue this on, I've seen when somebody else did one with the stable like this, they put another piece of card, they cut two pieces of card and they stuck them together to give a bit more support, but I'm not sure that you actually need to do that. But you only need to put glue on these sides here. You don't put it anywhere else, otherwise it won't work properly. So I'm going to put some glue, it comes out just here, all the way down to the bottom. The bottom, it can go all the way across because it's right at the bottom of the card and there. So you just want it there, you don't want to put your glue anywhere else. So hopefully you can see exactly where I've put the glue. Okay, and it goes all the way to the bottom. And then it will sit just on the edges of the card there, like that. So, whoops, I can hold it in place. It moved a bit. Don't worry about that too much. So, just be able to push that down. And it's moved up a bit again, but it doesn't matter. It's not right at the bottom now. So, and it's a little bit sticky. I can get that off afterwards and do the same thing there. Make sure it's nice and pushed down. Oh, I forgot to do the sponging. Hang on, let's see if I can do it now. To use, probably be okay. Use this. Just a piece of scrap paper to put this on. Because I only want a very faint, just so that it helps to show up a bit more. And I don't really want it anywhere else, only on the woody bit. There we go. So hopefully you can see that it shows up a bit more now with the sponging on it. Yeah. So you can see the actual embossing part of it. Put this away. Right. I don't need that now. So now we can actually get around to sticking on our population, the people that are going to populate this. So I've put, this time I stuck two of the camels together already because they're going to go over here and just to overhang slightly, and I'm going to put them on with some, if I can find them, mini, no they're not, oh they're under here somewhere. Right, so here's my little mini dimensionals. I can't see them. Typical, when you want something you can't find them. Right, I'll get some more. Right, which ones I need? Oops. Big. Oops, sorry. No. Mini. I've got some minis here. Good job I got another packet. Right, so I'm going to put some on the back of this. My little camels. And maybe one there. I don't think I need any more. I don't want too much. Don't need too much. There we go. Take the backings off. Yes, that's off. And that one. So they're going to go over here like that. And I'm going to have, I might have a sheep in the middle, but he'll go down. I'm going to use my silicone mat. He can go flat. It's going to be a nosy sheep. There we go. Now, Mary and Joseph are going to go right at the back in the middle, and I'm just going to put some glue along the bottom there. I'm not going to put it anywhere else because they're going to be stood on or stuck to the back panel, not the back panel, the back strip that I've put on. So it's not very easy to do, but I want to try and make sure I've got it in the middle, and that is there. So I can put my fingers in to just make sure it's pushed down. So they are now in the middle there. Okay, I'm going to put a king and a shepherd. I'm going to put a king on the bottom one. So I'll just put him at the bottom behind Joseph. This is not, I hope you can see what I'm doing. So I'm just trying to put him there so that he's just the bottom of his garment is on there. There we go. So I've got the king there behind Joseph, but I'm going to put the shepherd on the next one. Because I've got 3 kings and only 2 shepherds, I'm going to put him slightly further forward. So he's going to go there. So just there. Okay, so now I've got my shepherd there. We've got Mary and Joseph and the king there. If you wanted to, and you got, I'm using like a matte foil, so I didn't really want it shiny, but I wanted them to show up against the background, which is why I've used the gold. With the other one I used all black, but it was a lighter background, so I really wanted it to show up better. So I've got black as well, but these are going to be more to the front. So I'm going to put a sheep, just going to stick his legs to in front of the shepherd, to go in front of the shepherd, I should say. So he's going to go just here. Hopefully you can see, I've just stuck him so he pops up there. And then my last shepherd is going to go over here by this other sheep, and he's going to go flat to the front as well. So he's going to go here in front of the camels. I've got sticky fingers obviously. And then I've now got my 2 kings. So one king is going to go here. So again, I'm just putting some glue at the bottom, and I'm going to stick him on this panel here. So he's going in front of the other one, but it doesn't really matter because you can still see there's 2 of them. And then the third one will go out here, and the other camel, which is the opposite way around to the other 2, and that's the right way round, but I'm actually going to stick him on the wrong way round. So It's not ideal, but you can put them both ways. So I'm going to put some, I'm going to stick him flat down. I'm going to stick him on first. There, like that. And then I'm going to stick my last wise man. I'm only going to stick this part on because he's going to be overlapping slightly so that he can be in front of this. So I haven't put any glue on this part here, just on in his body. There we go. So now we've got all our visitors and the nativity scene all done. The last thing I want to do is to put a nice one of these trinkets on, and there are different sizes, and I'm trying to use one of the biggest ones that I've got. There's one here that's come off. I think that's one of them. Actually, it's not. Try and make sure I got one, the biggest one. I think they all seem to be moving around. Where did I put these on now? So let's just get this out of here. So they haven't stayed put. I think they are the biggest ones. So I'm going to put that at the top of the stable in the middle here, central as I can, and stick that one down. Again, you could, if you've got some stars that aren't adhesive backed, if you were going to cut one out of gold foil, you could do that, and that would look just as nice, I'm sure. So that is my finished card. So we've got the scene at the front, and I think that it shows up nicely with the background, because the background is a bit darker than the other one. And I've also got my sentiment on the back. Oops. And we can write on the back there. You put your message there as well. There's enough room. So that is the card there. Move this out of the way. And we've got the first one I made there. I don't know which one I prefer. I like this one because I thought it was nice because you've got the scenery behind it. But I think this one works just as well. Again, you've got, it's a little bit lighter, the sky and the sand effect. What you could do as well is, you don't have to have it, I mean, I kept them straight strips to go all the way around, but you could make them different heights so that it looks like more as if they're hills. You could rip them and tear them and then stick them down, but it's completely up to you if you want to have a go. I love this idea, and I think it's turned out really nicely. I hope you do too. Thank you very much for joining me. If you've got any suggestions or any comments, please leave them below. If you haven't been able to join me live and you're watching it on catch up, you can still leave comments underneath. Let me know what you think. And if you do have a go at making one of these, then maybe you could post it, send me a photo of how it turned out. That would be great. If you need any of the measurements, just let me know. And hello Roz, thanks for joining me. If you do want any of the products, you can find them on my online shop. There's a link to that in my about information. I love this paper and the stamps and dies, but obviously if you haven't got the die set or a die cutter, you can't actually do this without them. But I'm sure you could find other stamp sets that you could use, and you could cut them out by hand. But if you did want them, you can get them on my online shop. Thank you very much for joining me tonight. I hope you've enjoyed it, and I will see you again soon. I'm going to do another project for Sunday, and that'll be over on my YouTube, and I will channel, and that I'll put that the link to that as well as on my about info. and I will try and put this project up from this Facebook Live in a little while, as soon as I can. Looks a bit strange, so hopefully that's a bit straighter now. There we go. I think you can see everything now. So thanks again for joining me, and I hope to see you again soon. Yeah, hopefully I'm looking forward to seeing your version of it, Roz. Thanks for joining me. See you soon. Bye bye.